Well, Joe's here. I guess that's what's important. You know, she still got that hand pink waving. What's up, everybody? Donny Baker here with the LPR Sound Foundation. How's everybody doing? It's Sunday night. Anybody here with me? Let me know in the chat where you calling in from. Hi, Bob. Long time listener, first time caller. Anyway, we have a question of the day today, and I need you to let me know in the chat your answers to the question. I didn't write it down, but I'll just ask you. Is it now? This is important too. Oh, welcome in. Let me do this, man. Let me do this part. See if this shows up. No, it don't. It don't do nothing. Look at it working. It ain't working. That's the whole problem. It ain't working like it's supposed to at all. But that's cool because there's only one other person in here watching, and she got a face purple crying. Don't know what that means. Anyway, there you go. That's me. And go here too. So got a question for the day. Well, welcome to Studio Talk. We could name it something different, I guess, but then nobody would know what we was talking about, huh? So, yeah, we're just going to talk about studio stuff. Y'all let me know in the chat what you want to talk about. We could talk about gear. We could talk about technique. We could talk about my opinions, your opinion, whatever. You know what I mean? There's some cool stuff coming up this week, man. I don't know if y'all know Joe Gilder, but he's hosting a 5-day challenge this week. I don't know if it's too late to get in on that or not. You might want to hit him up if you know Joe and know what he's about, man. He's a good dude and he knows his stuff. And the challenge is going to be fun. It starts tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Just go to Home Studio Corner, look up Joe Gilder, and I'm sure it'll come up. It doesn't cost a bunch of money and it should be cool. But the question for the day, we'll let a couple people get in before I ask the question because I don't want to have to ask it twice. Because Joe knows the answer, and I don't want to have to ask it again. Anyway, we're just gonna hang out. If anybody shows up, we'll chat, we'll talk, we'll ask questions, we'll answer questions. We'll be here, just talking. How's it sound in there, Joe? Can you tell if it sounds cool or not, or are you listening or are you just watching? Because I can never tell if you're listening. But yeah, let me know what you hear, because I'm not listening to it. I don't like wearing headphones when we do these things. I don't like hearing myself, so I don't need to hear myself when I'm doing these things. And I don't have any audio coming back, so there's no speakers playing, so we're not gonna get a feedback anything. What you think, Joe? Sound all right? Or can you just hear me? Or are you just listening through the laptop speaker? You're not even listening. You're just watching. Huh. I could type stuff. Let me see if I could type. Can you hear me now, Joe? What do you think? Can you hear me now, Joe? Hello, Joe. What do you say? Oh, she says sounds good. Face fuchsia Y. I don't understand these things. You trying to do an emoji? Is that what you're trying to do? I guess I can't do no emojis. Oh well. I'm emojiless. Somebody else here with us. Who else? What we got? Anybody in here? Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me talking? So, the question. I know y'all are excited about the question. Question's coming. We'll let a couple more people get up in. You know, it's Sunday night, man, and I haven't done this in a minute, bro. I mean, it's been a while, actually. We've had a lot going on. We had that album project started in I think we started that album project last December, and it just finished up. It's getting released in September. Yeah, so it's going to get released in September. There's actually, it's kind of funny, man. There's 2 record labels that are kind of bidding on who's going to get to release it. So that's kind of exciting for the artist And for me, I mean, I was the producer on the record, and I recorded everything and mixed everything. We sent it out for mastering because I don't. If I mix it, I don't master it, and that should be a thing. That should be a thing for everybody. If you mix it, don't master it. If it's going for release, bro. If it's a demo or you're just trying to put an idea together. Hey, we're Hard Arts. What's up, man? Hey, so yeah, we were just discussing if you mix it, we should not you shouldn't master it if it's going for release. If it's not going for release, yeah, if it's a demo or just like a rough mix at the end of the night, at the end of the session, that's fine, you know. But question of the day, and this comes from it's gonna come from Joe, my lovely moderator. Um, she knows, but is it now? I know this is a debate. This is gonna open it up to a whole debate issue here. But is it slippers or is it house shoes? This is the burning question of the day, and everybody wants to know. I'm sure I'm not the only one that wants to know the answer to this. It might depend on where you come from, what part of the country you're in, because sometimes it's like is it a shopping cart or is it a buggy? It kind of again depends on where you're at. So anyway, no, I'm just playing, man. So anyway, questions. I'm open to all the questions. If anybody's got a question, trying to release an EP hopefully this year. Awesome, man. What style? You and I have run into each other on other sites and stuff. What genre are you in, man? What kind of stuff are you doing? And are you doing it by yourself? Slippers. That's my answer. I've got house shoes, and then I've got slippers. I could wear my house shoes to the store, like I did today. And she got mad at me because I got green neon socks and in house shoes. And she's like, bro, we're just going to the store to get some milk. It's not like we got to dress up, So, but whatever. So, different things. All right. Yeah, the record I did, man, this year was with, I guess I could tell y'all. It's, the guy's name is Chet Thompson. He's from, he's probably more well-known for Hellion, an 80s big hair metal band. He was in another band called World War III. He was a guitar player and singer in that. Then he was also in Alice in Thunderland, bro. That was a short-lived project, but no, it was cool. The record we did was kind of, I think, 80s guitar rock, bro. I mean, like seriously, like the drummer pulled some Led Zeppelin stuff. And this was the one day we did 13 songs, and the one day the artist wasn't in yeah, because I don't care, man. That's why I don't have a fashion. That's why I told her that I don't have fashion sense. I don't care what anybody thinks. Anyway, just going to get almond milk. Almond milk. That's a whole nother discussion there. No, the drummer. The one day the artist wasn't there to kind of coach the drummer into what he was looking for. He had another engagement, so he wasn't able to show up on the session on the recording day for the drums. He just said, "Make it sound kind of like Led Zeppelin," and that's what we got, man. This drummer was really good, man. What was his name? Jordan Proffer. This kid out of Houston just moved to Los Angeles, and so good, bro. He was just this kid was like I call him a kid because he's like 22. He came out here to he's going to USC, and man, it was just a badass drummer, man. He sent me a reel. I met him on another session with another USC guy. We were doing a film score, some strings, and he was assisting the composer. And I overheard him talking about how he plays drums, and we were right at that moment we were looking for a drummer for this project. I said, "Oh, so you play drums?" I said, "Send me some of your stuff, man. Send me some YouTube video. You got a reel, some Spotify stuff you worked on, bro." He sent me this. He sent me some YouTube clips of him playing this Chick Corea electric band stuff, and I'm like, "Oh, there's a baby Weckel right there, man. This is my drummer." So yeah, we had actually already hired a drummer, and so we unhired him, and hired this guy. And this guy was great. He played on all the songs and really good. I'm kind of excited to share the songs with all y'all, man, as soon as it comes out. So yeah. Yeah, this guy, I mean, there's one part in the song that he basically stole a bottom riff. And I left it in because it came out so good and so clean. I just left it in there. And this drummer was I would get multiple takes, but one take all the way through was my guy, man. There was one part I think but he was so on the click, man. It was just a phenomenal drummer, man. Just amazing. It was so much fun working with this kid. But yeah, there was one, and you can definitely hear it in this one song, and I'll point it out to you when we release the record. Actually, you know what? I don't think I have access to it. Never mind. I'm not even gonna say anything because I don't have access to it right now. Yeah, I'm not even gonna say anything. Next time. I don't think I have it. No, I don't have it on here. I can't change the thing either. So, I forget the URL. But there's a mix contest. And or no, we did a mix challenge, and we used that song for the mix challenge. If you guys want to go look for it, go look for Learn Pro Recording on YouTube, Learn Pro Recording on YouTube, and search mix challenge. And I think it was like the final. I gave everybody the files for the mix challenge. It was really funny too because one person submitted a mix and the art. I thought it was cool, so I lit. Oh, okay. Warheart. Oh man, I could be throwing these up there, and y'all don't. I could be throwing these up there so y'all can read them with me, but my shirt's gonna get in the way. There's a box set that could be sold instructional, so you want to play rock and roll. Okay, there's that. So I forgot, man. I could be throwing all these things up here. Like Joe said something about, oh, haha, whatever. And then Warheart Art said Zeppelin was a huge influence for virtually all rock drummers. No, absolutely. It's like the Beatles were influence on songwriters and guitar players and stuff. Like Eddie Van Halen was a influence on a lot of rock guitar players. But no, go to Learn Pro Recording YouTube channel and look up the mix challenge. Oh, I was saying that there was one guy that he submitted a mix. And he did some edits on the drums in the beginning of the song. And I thought it was cool, so I let the artist hear it. And the artist was like, oh my goodness, I love that. Let's do that to our song. So the edits that the guy did for the mix challenge actually made the record. And so yeah, we'll probably, I'm trying to get the artist to give credit for that, but we'll see. You know, it was tough enough getting him to put my name down as the producer, you know, but that's all right. But no, that record took 7 months, you know. But I did everything. I mean, I recorded everything. You know, I didn't play anything, but I recorded everything, edited, mixed, and then, like I said, I sent it off for mastering. I've got a mastering guy that I've been using for 15 years, 18 years. Pretty cool guy. I like him because he's all analog, and he buys me lunch. So sometimes, Mike, if you're listening, bro. You owe me lunch. So yeah, no, that was great. So, oh, see, this thing always does this, and it loses my place. But I can go back by clicking that. There we go. Now I see. I can tell how many people are watching. So there's 2 of you. There's Joe and Warheart. Both y'all. Yeah, no, look, I knew this was gonna take a minute because you know, I've been really quiet for the past few months because of the record. The record was taking up most of my time. Between that and running the commercial studio, you know, there's that part too. That part also, not part 2, but part also. But yeah, the commercial studio, you know, that takes a lot. It's a 24/7 kind of thing, man. You know, and the thing is, I don't know if anybody else owns, you know, if you own a studio like this and you're renting it out to other people, you're like, ooh, don't touch that knob's sensitive. You know, ooh, don't put your drink over there because it's, you know, you gotta constantly watch everybody, man. It's horrible. It's a stressful, constant stressful thing. Ooh, is the toilet clean? You know, we got people coming. You got to make sure the coffee is stocked, and oh, I got to run over to Smart and Final and grab some of that favorite creamer that guy likes because he likes that vanilla whatever, man. It's yeah, running a commercial studio is rough, but not unheard of, not bad. So, but between that and the album, trying to push to finish the guy, it was really funny, man. The guy wanted to the artist wanted to release the record on 4th of July, and I'm like, bruh, you might want to think about Halloween, seriously, because it just wasn't, it takes a minute, to it takes a minute. Y'all know it takes a minute to put stuff together, man. It's not like stuff happens overnight. It can. I mean, what about all this AI stuff, man? I'm thinking I should spread word locally that I record here for hobbyists at this point. Man, my shirt. I should have wore a different shirt. I know. I'm thinking I should spread the word. Oh, absolutely, man. What part of the world are you in? Where are you at? What kind of market? I mean, what kind of market are we talking about? So that might matter too. I mean, if you're in, if you're in Chicago, a lot of stuff going on there. If you're in, I don't know, if you're in Cincinnati, might be a lot of stuff going on there. But if you're in, bum crap, nobody ever heard of me, town, then it might be a little bit more difficult. But who was it? Joe, you remember the guy in Oregon? I'm not gonna mention his name because he makes you mad. But he built this really this dude, bro. This dude was made for money. It's like he wallowed in it, And he built a studio, an outbuilding that looked just like his log cabin house on top of a mountain, And his idea was that he was going to be a destination recording situation. So he built like a 2-bedroom house with really nice amenities and a pool and all this kind of cool stuff. And then he built a studio right outside of it so people could come there and stay in like an Airbnb thing, but they'd come make records, And he had 2 of these. There's a CL1B right there. He had 2 of those. He loved manly stuff, so all his stuff was manly, massive passives and manly mic pre's and EQ. Bro, it was crazy. And he just had the best of the best, man. What console? I think he had an API 1608 console. Just threw money at stuff. But what you can't buy is talent. I'm just saying. But he was upset because nobody was coming there, because it was like you'd have to fly to Portland and then drive 4 hours up to, some national forest or something and try to find his house with just, like coordinates. Not even a GPS could get you there. But he was kind of upset that nobody was coming to his studio. It's like, well, yeah, but he wasn't really promoting it either. I mean, I think he built it for himself. He was a guitar player, singer, songwriter kind of guy. And I think he just built it for himself, but that's fine. But it kind of depends on where you're at, man. I mean, like, we're in Los Angeles and there's a lot going on here in Los Angeles. So, I've got my client base. We're not really open to general public, although we are, but we've kind of priced, our rates are kind of priced a little bit higher than, say, a single room hip hop studio with just a mic and a compressor and a preamp. So we kind of price above that game. So, there are less expensive studios, which are really good, by the way, that, if you're just a singer or you're a rapper, or, you just need a vocal mic and a vocal chain, cool. It's a lot less expensive to go over there. But if you want to pay me my rate and come over and hang out with me, I'm not opposed. I mean, I'm not gonna say no. But so yeah, in that sense, we are open to the public. But I've got a rate, and people pay my rate, and that's how it works. But yeah, if you're in a smaller market, and you're catering to hobbyists, I mean, charge accordingly. Always charge something, man. That's the big thing, is never do free work. Don't think, oh man, I got to do free stuff because I don't have a portfolio or nobody knows who I am, or no, never do free stuff, man. Even if it's your best friend, have your best friend buy you lunch. It's like my mastering guy, bro. I mean, I send him a lot of work, so he buys me lunch, you know. And it's not like I ask him to. He's just like he'll call me up on a Wednesday and go, "Hey man, you free for lunch? Let's go hang out," you know. So, but I send him a lot of work, even if I don't do the mix, you know. Even if it's somebody else mix, they might ask me, "Hey, what's a good mastering guy? Do you know a good mastering guy?" But yeah, call Mike. Mike's really good, man. He's been doing my stuff for a minute, you know. And so yeah, Mike takes me to lunch every once in a while. So there's that. Hey, Mike, if you're listening, you owe me lunch. Not only for the record that I sent you, you know, but for that other thing. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, Mike had some stuff. He wanted to get rid of some gear, so I helped him. I helped him sell some gear and that kind of stuff. So, yeah, man, we've been kind of cleaning up a little bit and getting rid of stuff that we're not using. We got a reverb store going on. If you guys want to go to esaudio.com, the studio website, right on the front there, man. There's the reverb store. Click. If you're looking to buy some stuff at a great rate, you know, pretty cheap, but we're not trying to make a bunch of money on it. We're just trying to get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? So there's all kind of stuff there. As I clean out closets, there was two big storage things in the front of our building that I'm cleaning out, man. They were just packed with, like, you guys know, man. You guys with studios, you know, you got this thing in your hand. You're like, man, I might need this later. I'm gonna put it in a box and I'm gonna put it up in the front in case I need it, because I might need it, you know. And then you find something else, you're like, ooh, I might need this. I might need this over there. And then you're like, what about this? I don't even know what this goes to, man, but I might need it, so I'm gonna keep it. And then eventually it's, you got stuff everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened. So we had these two big, they were probably 4 feet wide by 10 feet deep and just stacked with boxes and crates and just crap. Cables that I didn't even know I had all those cables. Actually, I went through today and you know, like a typical Sunday, I went through and I inventoried a bunch of the cables so I can list them on Reverb. So there's some cool cables, some D sub stuff and some TRS, you know, snakes and stuff like that. But yeah, we're gonna be listing a bunch of stuff. But if you guys are looking for stuff, a couple of microphones I'm getting rid of. I don't need them anymore. So, you know, keep checking the Reverb store, because as I build stuff, as I find stuff, I'm putting it on there. So as I clean stuff up, you know. So, any questions, comments? Because I'm the only one over here talking. Let me know if y'all got any questions. It is just a Sunday night. Oh, football's back. Got to watch the Saints get beat by the Rams today, but or not the Rams, the Chargers. It's okay. It's okay. You know, I don't know. I'm not even gonna get into the football stuff, because, you know, I'm a little upset that I don't even know who this quarterback guy is. This guy, whatever his name is, I don't even know. I don't even want to talk about it. So I might have to become a Steelers fan, Joe. No, no, because I think Aaron Rodgers went to. Didn't Aaron Rodgers go to the Steelers? I ain't gonna play with that either. Who knows, man? Who knows? I haven't been keeping up because of this record, man. This record's been keeping me busy. Yeah, go Steelers. Whatever. Oh, Joe says, yeah, whatever. Person turquoise wave. These Samsung phone people, man. I don't know how y'all get along with. I don't know how you operate. I don't know. Just playing. I'm just playing. Joe's actually the owner of ES Audio, and she's the owner of the business. Let's just leave it there. She's a good boss, though, I guess. She's all right. You know, except when she yells at me for wearing house shoes to the grocery with neon socks. It's so you don't lose me, so you always know where I'm at. So, question, man. You got any questions? We could talk about Steelers, I guess, Steelers football, but let's not. But anybody got any questions about any of the stuff in here? Because That console is a Allen and Heath GS3000 from 1995. It's called the Blackface. Not to Muscle Shoals is in Alabama, northern Alabama, near the Tennessee border. That's where it's at. And it's not really a studio. It is it's a town. It's a village. There's actually 2 studios there, and they're quite famous. There's a documentary. If you have not seen it, you should go look at it. Called Muscle Shoals, and you can probably find it on YouTube. But yeah, just the list of credits from the people they've worked with at Muscle Shoals, man, it's crazy, crazy. All your favorite records were probably made there. Anyway, yeah, the GS3000 from 1995 is it's a special console. It's not it is not I don't know. Back in the day, it was expensive. Now you could probably find them on Reverb for under $5 grand, you know. But this one's in great shape, works great, sounds great, sounds amazing. You know, I use it. I do use it. I don't necessarily mix on the console, although I can. I hybrid mix. I send from if you see where the blue lights are right there, I've got I really like Apollos. I've got an Apollo 8X X8P and an X16. There's actually another X16 right here on the floor that I don't really need, so I'm probably going to sell that too. Again, man, I'm just getting rid of stuff that I don't really need, you know, trying to not be a hoarder anymore. But yeah, I only need 24 outs is plenty for what I do. I mean, you know, because I do like to I do like to hit the outboard stuff. I got a lot of outboard gear I like to get into and do inserts and things like that. But whatever. You know, 24 is fine. That record, the whole album that I mixed with less than 24. You know. But what I do is a hybrid mix. So I mix in the box, and I'll send the pair like all the drums. Send them out to a 2-track on channel 1 and 2 on this side. On this side, my camera's backwards. So on channel 1 and 2, you know, drums will come back. Then we had a bass on 3, guitars 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 for solos, vocals 9 and 10, so on and so on and so on and so on. But yeah, I mean, less than 24 for sure. And then from there, you know, you can hit. From there, man, you can hit you know, insert compressors. I do use the aux sends to hit reverbs and delays on the console, or I can also do auxiliary sends inside. I'm a Pro Tools guy, so I can use auxiliary sends inside Pro Tools and send out an interface, hit a delay and come back. You know, so I do enjoy that. Yeah, the Apollo's got near zero latency when you set it up properly. So even tracking, I mean, we're running through delays and reverbs while we're tracking guitars, and the guitar player didn't even notice. You know, so generally when you run through a computer with a guitar player, you're gonna hit enough latency that they're gonna not enjoy it. So anyway, yeah, like I said, man, I'm gonna try to do this every Sunday night. Try to come in and hang out and be here for you, to answer your questions. More about, look, everybody can tell you how to use a compressor. You know, everybody's got an opinion on how to use a compressor. But what I can help you with, and what I've done the last, you know, my career basically, is build a business as an audio engineer. First as a live engineer, touring live audio engineer. I've always been freelance. I've always been until I got married. I've always just worked for myself, man. I've never really worked for a company doing audio. So, you know, all my touring while I was freelance, you know, I would just get the next gig and the next gig and the next gig. And then after coming in the studio, it's just, you know, I've been a freelance audio engineer and studio owner and hustling to get work, figuring out how to bring clients in and take care of clients. And, you know, if the client needs an engineer, maybe I'll hire out so I can continue to build the business, you know, and continue to market the business and get more business in for other engineers. I think at one point we had 4 guys working for us full time, you know, so it's been, yeah. So, I mean, I understand the business side of things. Joe can really help you with, you know, when it comes to social media marketing and things like that. I don't want to call it social media marketing, social media sharing, you know. It's not really about marketing. We're not spending we're not buying ads on Facebook. We're not buying ads on YouTube. You know, we're not nothing sponsored by, you know, no sponsored nothing with us. Mostly word of mouth, and, you know, and the social media feeds. SEO is important. Not as important as it once was, but it's still pretty important. Hashtagging this, hashtagging that, you know, so you stay where you want to be. You get in front of who you need to get in front of, you know. There's a lot to it. There's a lot more to running your business as an audio engineer than you know. They don't teach this stuff in school. You know, we taught for a school that's no longer, but I taught for, and it was an audio program. It was a program that taught students how to use an EQ and what microphone to use on a guitar cabinet, and, you know, how do you hook up mics for a drum kit, whatever. You know, that's what it was, man. It was an audio engineering, music production course, you know. But the cool part was they placed the student in the studio to learn how to work in a studio. And that was, dude, that's like, you know, you're not sitting in a classroom taking notes by some professor who's probably never been in a recording studio. You know, he's just read some books, or, you know, he has 4 degrees on how to record, you know, a saxophone, whatever. But yeah, no, so they would place the students in the studio. So the value in that is not necessarily the program or the book that you read or the test that you take. The value in that is the experience of you touching a microphone and placing it in front of a thing and seeing how it sounds. Let me move it a little bit to the left. Let me move it a little bit to the right and see if it makes a difference. Let me try this knob on this compressor and see what it does when I move it this way. See what it does when I move it that way. You're physically doing something and noticing a difference in real time. You're getting the experience, you know? And that was a 20-week program. Every week we did a thing. You know, every week there was a lesson. Then also every week there was another day where the student came and was basically an extern or an intern, if you will. And they basically shadowed. You know, they would shadow sessions. They would mix on one of their songs, whatever they needed to do. We did. It was a great program. Super overpriced for what it was. For the super overpriced for what you were getting. But one of the things that I noticed, and this is where the whole Learn Pro Recording thing came from. This is where it all came from. If everybody wants to know that where it started. What had happened was the students would always ask me the same question. They're getting near the end of their program. They might be on like week 18 or 19. They're getting ready to graduate the program. And their question was, what do I do now? Where do I go after I finish this program? What do I do? How do I get work? How do I make money? How do I start a business doing this? How do I do what you do? That was they might have asked it a different way, but that was the question. So I came up with this little Learn Pro Recording thing about the business of audio. the business of making music, the business of creating music, the business of recording. That's where that came from. So I would offer these students to continue after their 20-week program. I'd say, hey, why don't you join our community? We got a community. It's super cheap. So it's not going to cost you a bunch of money, but you can be in the community. We'll do these live things all the time. I'll come on. We'll ask, you can ask me questions. I'll answer questions. I'll answer whatever, And in the community, we got monthly master classes. We've got monthly workshops. There's 3 other courses in there. One is all about signal flow. I mean, it's simple, but it's included in the community. It's just included. It's just in there. You don't have to pay like $19,000 to learn how to use an equalizer. Go to YouTube, bro. I mean, seriously. Somebody asked I think not too long ago, man. Somebody asked me, how did you learn this stuff? And I'm like, I don't know. I just made it up. I don't know. Shit. I don't know. No, I didn't go to a formal. I don't have formal training. I just one day I just like, oh, this sounds cool. How do I make that happen? How do I make that sound? How did that guy achieve that sound on that record? I want to know, and I want to try to do that. That's what I want to do. So I figured it out. This was way before YouTube. This was like you had to go find a friend that had a drum set so you could put microphones in front. That's what that was. Imagine a world, if you will, with no cell phones, no internet. You actually had to talk to people. You actually had to go somewhere and look at stuff. Imagine kids today. They just don't know how good they have it, man. They seriously don't. Man, imagine if we had those things when we were kids. Nah, there'd be lawsuits pending. Yeah, no, don't do that. Now come on, Gen X, y'all know. I laugh because it's funny. A few good interns. Yeah, Joe said we had a few good interns come through. Yeah, we did. And I kind of don't even remember all their names. There was a guy named Bobby. That was really good. I can make up names and y'all would have to believe me. No, there was this guy, intern Bobby. Where was he from? I think he was from North Carolina. And he was in another program that did a summer intern program. It was kind of like a study abroad for them. They would come to Los Angeles and they'd have to find an internship at a studio. They had classes, and then they would run Bobby Hill. Yeah, that's right, Bobby. Yeah, I don't think it was Bobby Hill, but I keep forgetting I could press that button and that goes up on there. No, they would come to Los Angeles, but they had to find an internship at a studio, and it was like a whole summer, like 3 months. And this kid was pretty cool. He knew his stuff. I don't know if he ever came back to LA after he graduated. There was another guy. What was his name? I think he was from New York. His name was Rye. He's a DJ. I see him on Facebook all the time. He's doing well. But he's a popular DJ, and he was an intern for a while. He's a cool guy, super funny dude. Man, we'd make that because we would make the interns do stupid stuff. I don't know if Joe, you remember Skylar? That's back in the days when Alex was there, and I'm not gonna say who Alex was because y'all might know, but Alex would make Skylar. Skylar one day wore these really weird shoes that had they were chrome looking, they were silver, and they had these wings. They were high top high top basketball shoes, and they had these wings coming off the back of them. So I don't know, it was really weird. And Alex Alex made Skylar go out and moonwalk on the sidewalk in front of the studio all day. It was really funny. I got fired by a couple of interns once. I think this is the last time we took interns from that college. The interns actually fired me because I made them do work. I made them sweep the leaves on the sidewalk out in the front. And they're like, oh man, we didn't think we were gonna have to do work. We thought we were just gonna sit around in the air conditioning and touch your console. No, bro, you gotta do work. Yeah, Joe said, face purple, crying. Yeah, I think I'm starting to see the emojis from the thing now. You know, I bet they're showing up on YouTube. They're just not showing up on this thing. Huh? I'll bet they're showing up on YouTube though. I'm not looking at YouTube. I'm looking at this thing. This is Ecamm Live, if anybody cares. That's how I'm doing all the the graphics on the side. And the little thing right there. The little thing right. Man, it's hard to get the camera. Little thing right there that says live. Oh, it means laughing. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm not looking on YouTube. Some of you guys might be on YouTube. I'm not. I am on my Ecamm Live. I do get to see all the chat though. So if you guys want to ask questions, I'm here for you. We used to do this we used to go to LinkedIn and Twitch as well as YouTube. But today I thought I'd keep it really simple and just go to YouTube today. So there's that. Joe says, check esaudio.com for our latest news and remote services. Yes. Man, I really shouldn't have worn this shirt because it gets right in the way of the thing. You know what I could do, though, is I could move the thing. I think I can move the thing up. Yeah, I'll just move it up a little bit. Now it's away from my shirt. There you go. So next time I send that up, yeah, it should go up. There you go. You still like the Twitch? Okay. Yeah, because I think on Twitch we could see the chat from Twitch. I could see your emojis. On this one though, I can't. Yeah, we're talking about the signal flow course. Let me give it to you. I'll throw it in the chat for you. There it is. Just go to learnprorecording.com/basics. Get that, man. It's free. I'm giving it away. It's always been free. It's an awesome little course. It's really quick. It's not a lengthy thing at all. But it shows you patch bays and how they work and different configurations and how we do stuff, and it shows hybrid mixing, basic signal flow from a microphone to a console to some speakers. You know, it's pretty cool though. Some of y'all might find it kind of elementary, but I like it. It's a lot of fun. I get a lot of compliments on it, especially since it's free. But you know, that's not the point. The point is, I'm just that's always I think the most important thing is signal flow. Understanding where your signal's coming from, where it's going to, and all the little things that happen to it along the way. That is signal flow, and that's our job, man. That's what we're supposed to do. Oh shoot, I was gonna say something, and it was gonna be really important, but now I forget because I guess it wasn't that important. But so, what was I know I was gonna say something. Anyway, any questions? Hit me up right here. There's 6 whole people watching. So I know it's gonna take a minute to build this back up, man. We used to just get a whole bunch of people in there on the chat just talking about stuff. People were talking amongst themselves, and it got crazy there for a little bit. But we used to do this on Friday night. But I think Sunday night's better. Maybe not right this minute because football is coming back. You know, today was the first day of, well, I think yesterday was the first day of preseason. But today was first day of preseason for me. You know, me and mines. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm a Saints fan. I don't. There's one thing right there. You kind of can't see it because it's dark. but there's a Saints mug right there. But yeah. Um, sorry, I know, but I'm from New Orleans and it's built in. It comes with it comes with the DNA, and just you can't get rid of it. I tried, man. I tried to become a Rams fan at one point, but it was just like I couldn't do it. Just too hard. It was too difficult, you know. I tried to be a Raiders fan, but that didn't work. Joe wants you to follow us on Twitch. Go there. Do that now. Joe. I guess I can make that longer this way so it'll fit, huh? There you go. There you go. Okay. Yeah, next week I'll do Twitch at the same time. So I got to build the Twitch back up because I haven't really done anything on Twitch in a minute. Man, I used to just turn it on and let it run while I was doing mixes. You know, I'd have a camera just while I was doing stuff, and I'm you know, listening. Everybody could see and hear everything I was doing, and I would just turn it on and go. And it got built up to a thing where people were like, dude, why are you not doing mixes? What happened to the Sunday night mix? So I'll bring that back. So let me know, man. Let me know in the chat, or let me know. Shoot me an email. Here's the email again, just in case y'all care. info@learnprorecording.com. Let me know what you'd like to see on these Sunday night lives. I mean, this one's a little weird because it's the first one back from literally from last December, man. It's been 8 months. So, you know, because like I said, man, got super busy with the studio and then super busy with that record. Just kind of put this on the side for a minute, you know. But I need to bring it back because you know, I feel like I need to bring it back. I feel like there's a lot we could talk about, you know, especially now with AI tools coming. The AI tools that are here and the AI tools that are coming. Talked to a guy today, man. And for some reason he knew some stuff. Yeah. Oh, somebody asking if I do live sound. It's been a minute, but yeah, that's where I started. I started with live sound. I was a touring audio engineer for 13 years. With some bands that you know. So, if that's the next question. Yeah, it's been a minute. You know, I mean, dude, it's the same for me. It's the same. I prefer live because it's like it's right now. You know. Oh, even when I was in the studio, man, I got hooked up on a church gig. If any of y'all doing live stuff, man, get hooked up on a church gig, bro. Those are awesome. You work 1 day a week, pay your rent. You know what I'm saying? It is amazing. And the people that play for churches, some of the best musicians I've ever worked with, man. Just the greatest session players are playing at church on Sunday. Because one, they're getting a church on, and two, they're getting paid. You know? So, yeah, man. I was at the church I worked at that church. Even when I was at the studio, I would take Sundays off so I'd go work at the church. Because it was great money, getting my church on. My moms would call me. My mother would call me on Sunday. That was her thing. Every Sunday. She's gone now, but every Sunday that was her thing, man. She'd call. First question. You got to understand, my mother was super Southern Baptist church lady. You know. First question. Did you go to church today, boy? And my answer could be, yes, ma'am, I did. And I wasn't fibbing. I wasn't kidding. Yes, ma'am, I did go to church. So there's that. Second question. You gonna watch a Saints game today, right, boy? Yes, ma'am, I am. It was not football with my mother. It was the Saints game. There's only one game to look at. It was the Saints game. And Joanne says, live music is where it's at if you have time and energy. That's the thing. I don't mind. I'll mix live, man. We were talking about this yesterday, huh, Joe? I will mix live, but I ain't carrying nothing. I ain't pushing no cases. I ain't wiring up no PA system. I'll walk in with a briefcase and I'll mix. I'll come in with my headphones and get y'all started. Yeah, I ain't carrying nothing, man. There comes a time in your life when you're like, I ain't picking that up. That looks too heavy. It's crazy. Yeah, no, don't do that. I think if you're over 50, you can kind of go, yeah, no, let's leave that for the kids. We'll let the kids do that one. That'll be fun for the kids to do. Ooh, the kids will enjoy picking up that speaker cabinet. Yeah, that amp rack looks heavy, bro. Don't do that. That's funny. Y'all could laugh with me on that one. So, Yeah, so yeah, no, live music is awesome, man. I really enjoy it because it's in the moment. You know, if if something really cool happens, nobody notices you. The only time somebody notices the live sound guy is when you make a mistake. You get some feedback. You're like, they immediately, man, they look back at you. They're like, what are you doing, bro? Yeah, it's okay. But yeah, hopefully no, if you make a mistake when you're mixing live, man, hopefully nobody notices and you still have a job. So uh I I I I got fired by Anita Baker 3 times on one tour. She would forget lyrics and go, "You're fired, bro." I was a monitor engineer. That's why. With on that gig, man, I was a monitor engineer. Bro, the monitor guy gets all the crap. If the artist forgets a lyric or can't, just has a bad night, not feeling well, it's your fault because you're the monitor guy. I couldn't hear myself. Yeah. Okay. How many times you sang that song and you forgot the lyrics? Whatever, man. But my answer was always yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. I'll try to do better next time. You know. So that's all you get. That's all you can do, man. But a good monitor engineer is is worth the wait. It's worth the gold that they pay you. So if you're good at what you do, you're gonna make money. You're gonna do all right. You're gonna be good. So yeah, live music, man. Live music's never go. It's not gonna stop. Because AI is cool, but they can't play live. What was that? Velvet Sundown, that band that was. What happened to them, man? You haven't heard from them in a minute, right? Joe said to follow us on Facebook too. What happened to that Velvet Sundown, bro? They kind of like they came and went. The reason they went is because the music might be okay, it might sound great on Spotify, but you can't go see them play at the club. You're not gonna go down and have a beer and watch them play guitar because it ain't gonna happen. They can't because they're AI. The music is AI. The people playing the music are AI generated. You kind of can't do it. So live music ain't going nowhere, man. So if y'all looking for longevity in this industry, live music. I don't know what's gonna happen with AI and studio stuff. Yeah, immersive sound with an audience is the new thing. Yeah, I don't know if y'all have looked into the immersive stuff, man. I don't know. I went to a workshop a couple weeks ago with Bob Clearmountain, bro. And I mean, I'm like, that's Bob Clearmountain. I'm going. Maybe I could hang out with him and ask him some questions. It's Bob Clearmountain. So, but I was not impressed. I wasn't impressed at all. I mean, the stuff that was no, let me rephrase that so I don't piss anybody off. The stuff that was recorded for immersive was well done. But it was the old stuff that was not recorded for that. It wasn't made for that. It was transitioned into that. It wasn't good at all. I didn't like it. So, but the immersive stuff it was like when that the what was it? The super audio CDs came out in 2003, 2004 era. If it was recorded music for 5.1, it worked. But if they're trying to take like an old Doors record and put it in a surround system, it's not going to work. Don't do that. That record was meant to be mono. Listen to that in mono because that's the way that it was intended to be listened to. So there's that. But yeah, Bob. I mean, come on, it's Bob Clearmountain. But at the same time, I wasn't impressed with the Avid stuff. I just wasn't impressed. I at the moment I don't think it's worth the money. I don't think it's going anywhere. I think it's only going to get bigger and better. I mean, look at the Sphere in Las Vegas. I don't know if you guys have heard it or seen it or been there, but that's like a whole thing, a whole immersive thing that's where it's going. But I mean, they're putting immersive sound systems in vehicles. There's headphones that you can get that kind of recreate that feeling. But so we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, youngsters, y'all might want to look into it, man. Go learn about it. Go experience it. That's where it's headed. So just saying. Some of us old timers, I ain't gonna worry about it. I'm gonna keep doing what I do because that's what I do. You know, I'm not gonna build an immersive sound system in here. Um, Joe says Vegas was cool back in the day, more affordable for sure. Yeah, we actually lived there for a minute. Um, I want to say early '90s, you know. But yeah, I mean, a lot of live music going on there too. You know, I got a buddy who's got a studio there, and he's actually he called me the other day, man. He's like, bro, I think I'm done, man. I'm going. He was going to Atlanta to look at some properties in Atlanta because he was just done with Vegas, man. Vegas is not as cool as it once was, you know. So, but apparently his studio's not doing as well as it once was, and you know. But granted, his studio's in his house, but at the same time, I mean, he's a great player, he's a great producer, and just not making, you know, not doing what he used to do, you know, with his facility. So, but any other questions, man? Come on, y'all hit me with the questions. That's why I'm here, man. I'm just kind of hanging out, but I don't mind hanging past the hour if y'all are into it. I don't care. You know, I do have to head out in a little bit, and I promised somebody I would make them a sandwich. Okay, stop. Yeah, no, I'm gonna make the sandwich. I'm not above making sandwiches. You know, I'll make me not me, but I'll make a sandwich for someone else. I'm that kind of person. I'm giving. I'm all about the give, you know. So yeah, that's what happened. So, we do have a series right now on YouTube. If you go look up, what are some tips you have to make a sandwich? He says, what are some tips you have for someone completely new to live sound? Bro, go mix some stuff. If you got a friend that's got a band that's got a rehearsal place, go to the rehearsal place and mix their rehearsals. Just mix it. Doesn't matter. That's where you're gonna screw up. Don't go screw up at the club, because your friend in the band go get mad at you. But ask if you got some friends that's got a rehearsal place and they go in to rehearse every Tuesday night. Ask them, hey man, if I buy a 6-pack, can I come over and mix y'all, bro? Because I need to understand how this works. You know, get in there and just mix some stuff, man. Get in there and hook up some microphones. Go, oh, let me try this microphone on this thing. Let me try this microphone on that thing. Let me try this preamp. Let me try this thing. Whoa, is Behringer better than Mackie? Who knows? Just try one, man. Just get out there and get your hands dirty, you know. And then when it comes time for you to go get the gig, that's where you need to come over and hang out with us at Learn Pro Recording, either on YouTube or go look at the community, because this is where I come in, man. This is where let me show you how to. If you're looking for a job, which there aren't a lot of jobs in this industry as live guys, they're mostly gigs. They're mostly like, you're gonna go get the gig because the guy likes you and you mix well. You know, he likes your mixes. So, yeah, I mean, there are jobs in this industry. There are jobs there. Few and far between, but you can find a job. You know, I've actually had jobs. I was the house sound guy at what was the name of that place? The Cinegrill at the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel on Hollywood Boulevard. I was the house sound guy there for probably quite a while, man, more than a year, and it was just a job, you know. But it was awesome because I'm at the Cinegrill and free beer and cool bands coming through because it's the Cinegrill in the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel, which that place is haunted, by the way. We can talk about that some other time. But yeah, I was a house sound guy for that. And then when I think I went out on a tour, and my buddy got my gig, and he kept it. Some friend, right? No, I'm glad it was my friend, because you know, if I ever needed that gig back, I go, yo D, I need my job back, man. I need my gig back. But even that was a gig, but I got a regular paycheck from the Hollywood Roosevelt. But yeah, I mean, you just gotta go mix something, man. Get out there, just go mix. Even if it sucks, even if it's horrible, go mix it. Make the mistakes, because you're only going to make that mistake once. You're only going to do that one time. Seriously. Just you got to go. Don't hold back. Going, oh, I got to wait till I get my degree. No, bro, go now. What was it? Somebody said, oh, I can't go because I don't have I got to wait and get my degree. I got to have my name on a piece of paper, and I did this. I said, okay, here's your name on a piece of paper. Now go. Yeah, just go, man. Don't wait for the diploma. Don't wait for school. Just go mix something, man. Is that motivation or what? Let's go mix. Get you some even if you got a little system at the house, man, download you some multi-track files and play them back and mess with the EQ. Oh, what happens if I do this? Ooh, don't ever do that again. That was horrible. Back in the day, man, the way I was taught, one of my mentors that I dealt with, man, he wanted me to be a monitor engineer. So he wanted me to work with him. What was the name of that band? The Danny Wilde Band, which turned into what you now know as the Rembrandts. And they wrote a theme song for a TV show called Friends. Yeah, that guy. The Danny Wilde Band, the drummer for the band, wanted me to be their monitor guy. So he was going to train me to be their monitor guy. So what he did, man, is we took a speaker and he put a microphone in front of it and he cranked it up. He goes, you hear that? And it was feedback is what it was. He goes, find the frequency. So I had to go to it was a graphic EQ. So I would go to the graphic EQ and find the frequency and pull it down till the squeal went away. He goes, okay, now remember that sound and remember that frequency. And we did this all the time, man, just constantly doing this. He would find different frequencies and he would create different frequencies and I'd have to go find them. But that's what it was, man, is I was actually doing it, and that's what made me into an audio engineer, into a monitor engineer. I had been mixing front of house. Yeah, I mean, that's, mixing front of house is you kind of can't really go wrong. It can suck, but, there are various different sucks. Does that even make sense? But yeah. Yeah, I mean, do it dirty, bro. You got to go do it, man. That's the tip. Get her done, as they say. Yeah, I don't remember. What was my first gig? Man, I think my first gig was like in high school. We were there was an AV department or something, audio visual department, right? And they would host these dances at the community center, which was off campus from the high school. But the community center would ask the high school, hey, do you have any audio guys that can come over and play some music and set up the PA system and and maybe hook up some lights so we can have a dance for the community, the kids of the community, And so they would ask, hey, anybody want to go to the thing on Saturday and do the thing? Like, yes, sir, I got you. And I would go. My cousin and I, Lil Pete. I think, dude, that was before the Lil term in front of somebody's name was a thing for rappers or whatever. You know what I mean? Lil Pete. He was known as Lil Pete because his dad was Big Pete. That's not even funny. I know it's corny hearing it come out now, but his name was Lil Pete. Me and Lil Pete were the same. We were like 3 months apart in age. So we were in the same classes and stuff at school. We lived across the street from each other. It's crazy. Small town. But man, we would go do these gigs at the community center, and it was awesome. Because the kids, they were little kids, We were in high school, and they were probably middle school ages, but they loved it, And each week it got better, and better, and better. Then bands wanted us to start, mixing them. Like, hey, man, we heard what you did at the community center a couple weeks ago, and sounded pretty cool. Would you want to come mix our band over at Ray J's place down on Main Street? We're playing a gig at the VFW on Tuesday, and You know, that seriously, man, that kind of stuff. And that's how it starts. That's exactly how it starts. Joe's like, I don't think I've told Joe these stories, but Lil Pete, you remember? Joe remembers Lil Pete. We met up with him in Vegas one time. It was funny. So, all right, we're a little bit over. I know, it was funny, but if anybody's got any other questions, man, I'm here. I'll hang out for another couple minutes if y'all got any more questions. But I do have to get up out of here because I do have that sandwich to make. But I gotta drive all the way back over to Van Nuys, and, you know, pick up some peanut butter on the way, and whatever. So we're gonna try to do this once a week. I like it. It's kind of fun. I'm having a good time. Y'all were a lot of fun to hang out with, man. I'm glad y'all were here. Makes it more interesting, and like I said, man, it'll grow. But if you do, let me throw that up there. Do I have the community? I don't know if this is on there. Let me see. Yeah, go check that out, man. Membership 1. Yeah, he worked at Pete worked at the Main Street Casino. There you go. It's kind of conflicting there with the thing. Yeah, man. Go check out the membership. Right now it's like super cheap. Fixing to raise the prices on it though. So if you here's a tip: if you jump in right now, it's super cheap, and if you stay in, it'll stay super cheap. But the prices are gonna go up shortly. In the next by September, the prices are definitely gonna go up. I got some cool stuff coming, and it's gonna be awesome. And but if you get in at the cheap stuff, you'll stay in at the cheap stuff. So get in. It's a lot of fun. I wish it could be free, but it can't because there's a lot of value there, and that's the reason for it. That's the reason for the little bit of money. But there you go. Let's get up out of here. I'll see y'all next week. Let's let me know. Shoot me an email here one more time on the email. Shoot me an email. Let me know if you think it's cool on Sunday or if you think there's another day that might be better for you. Let me know. Shoot me an email. Let me know. Let me know that you saw it. Let me know that you heard it. If you're watching a replay, sorry about all the stuff. I'm just kidding. Sorry about all the bad jokes. No, but if you're watching a replay, shoot an email. Let me know a better day because you obviously missed it because it was live on Sunday. But you obviously missed it because you're sending me an email and you're not live. But so yeah, let me know what day is a good day. And let's get up out of here. My name is Donny Baker, and we will see you all next time. Peace.